good. You good?
Go. Oh, crap.
Oh, dang.
Not what I expected. We're back with another episode of the Reentry Buzz. Thanks for joining us, guys, and thanks for being a part of it with us. We hope you guys enjoy these. And one thing I wanted to mention before we get into the episode, if you want us to try certain things that you have, we're not going to turn you down. So if you wanted to reach out and see if you can send us something that we could definitely one day get to on the Reentry Buzz. We're usually pretty random, and we got over 100 samples in the pool now. But
we will put anything in the
we'll throw anything as long as it's 40, as long as it's a whiskey and it is not a it's a 40 proof and above or 80 proof and above.
Don't give us like a rum or something that
or
obviously the wackier you go, the more we'll probably just hopefully identify it right away, but who knows.
So let's get into it. We just poured our sample. Bryan and I both have the same thing poured. And we'll sniff it. We'll smell it. We'll take some notes. But before we do any of that, cheers to you guys. And let's smell it and get into it. Good nose.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. I have an immediate impression of what type of whiskey I think this is right off the nose.
Now I'm second guessing it. But I might go with my gut.
Well, you haven't even sipped it yet, so who knows?
Yeah, I pretty darn sure what it is, what type it is.
Ooh, it had this extra little layer of I'm pretty impressed with this.
Yeah,
I'm pretty impressed with this. I'm per the rules.
Good.
Yeah, I got to go one sip impression, so I can't take another sip right now. But yeah, I like it. How much would I pay for it? I would pay $90 for this.
$90? I was thinking 60. But I think I'm always a little less than you are.
The willingness to pay also comes into comes into play.
Totally. All right, so we're gonna take some notes. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. We'll explain our notes. We'll explain our guesses for the blind competition. But before we get into any of that, we'll take a quick break. All right, Bryan and I are both unsure, but we'll go through our notes. I think I normally start. So you do your notes, I'll do my notes, then I'll do my score or my guesses, and then you do your guesses.
Sounds good. So notes wise, so again, we still don't know what this is, and I can't walk back my $90 sentiment because that's the whole deal. The whole deal is right away. What do you think you'd pay for this? And so 90's on the table, but I will say after drinking it a little bit, it showed me a little more youthiness that I did not just get right away. The nose impressed me right away. The nose to me just immediately screamed candy rye. I got candy rye nose just off the bat. So immediately I was like, ooh, like I love this. I think I'm really going to like this. On the palate, I got a lot of medicinal cherry and the medicinal was very heavy. The medicinal even carried into the finish. Just it had a lot of medicinal. It was like a medicine. I feel so much better now. A little bit of light floral in addition to that medicinal cherry on the finish. It really showed its youth on the finish. And I got some rye spice there on the finish. I think if I hadn't thought too hard about it, what I normally, as far as tasting notes go, I would normally say like, oh, light pepperiness. Really wasn't pepper though. It was more like an herbal spice. Okay. So I got some herbal spice, and then that medicinal just stuck in there through the end. So
nice. Yeah. I didn't have too much to say about it. I did enjoy this whiskey, but on the nose, I said sweet and maybe rye. At least that was my first impressions of it. I said, but lighter in general. It's not too potent in the flavor. Sweet though. On the palate, I said, seems to be a bourbon on the palate. No longer questioning whether it's a rye or not. Very pleasant sweet. I thought it was a great pour. It was just light to me on flavor. A little watery maybe on flavor. Subtle vanilla and oak, I mentioned.
I like the vanilla there. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Finish, I said it is nice finish, but a little watery on the finish, which really threw off my proof guess when I went to it. So I'll go proof guess, or I'll go my guesses real quick. All right, type bourbon. That's what I went with. Secondary grain rye, and I really questioned that for a while, but I do think it's rye. This reminded me of a Four Roses product. Doesn't really match what's in our.
The floral, I'm totally with you.
Doesn't fully match with the proof and maybe what might be in our 100+ bottle thing to my recollection. But I made a proof guess. I felt like this was lighter, but I didn't feel like it was quite 90 proof. So I went 96. Why, you ask? Because it was between 90 and 100, and you definitely don't often see 95 proof whiskeys. You usually will see 96, if anything.
That's an interesting point.
Yep. You got to go with the knowledge sometimes. Knowledge wins awards, wins competitions. Age, I did not think this was as youthful as you thought it was. And I kind of went with that Four Roses guess a little bit here. So I went 9 years.
Cool.
I could see this being an aged. I really didn't get any youthful notes on this. So we differ there. I said it was not finished, not applicable. Bottle guess. Oh, I didn't feel great about this, but I went with Four Roses single barrel strength, OBD's nuts, and
nice.
And I gave it a score of an 8.8 or an A, not an A plus. I thought it was good. It's just the only complaint I had was wateriness, like a little bit watered down. What about you?
So sticking with the rye.
Okay.
I
stuck with the rye.
Stuck with the rye.
Okay, this ought to change things.
This might be the first time that you and I have ever differed on the type guess.
That's
before,
true.
I think maybe.
I think
yeah.
So.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So stuck with the rye. Secondary grain, I said some malty B. I think there's some malty B's in there.
Baby.
So distillery, I went with Dancing Goat.
Okay.
I did use a little knowledge in here. I know that we've got
knowledge wins competitions.
Klepzig samples in here and stuff. So I will say, I'll be honest. At first, I just put MGP because that candy rye that I got at least on the nose was like MGP. Maybe I'll just put MGP, but I just on the palate notes, I couldn't convince myself it was MGP. So I had to do something different. I decided to go with kind of like a smaller distillery rye. So I went with Dancing Goat.
Nice.
Proof, I did 94. So very close to you as well.
Yeah. What if it's 95? Like I said, it never is.
Yeah, right. Get a point. No. A whole new definition to what a 95 rye is.
Yeah.
So anyway, age, I did go young. I went 4 years on the age.
Is young.
Finished, I said no. I was very tempted on my first sip or two to think that it was finished, but after I drank it, I was like, this is just that candy rye that I like. Bottle guess, I said Dancing Goat Limousine Rye, even though that doesn't fit with the proof and whatever, it doesn't matter. That was my bottle guess. Score, I was quite lower than you. Quite lower than you. I said 7.8 for my score. And to give it like a letter rating, I think this is pretty average. I think
still like a B minus.
No, I'm going lower than that. I don't
see.
I struggle to even say it has more pros and cons. So I'm gonna slap a big C average on this.
Oh wow. I like that. All right. Here we go. You can pull it out of the pocket.
Let me grab it in the drawer here. All right.
All right. Here we go. Oh crap.
Oh, dang.
Not what I expected. Did you see it yet?
I did. Okay.
Yeah. This is a special bottle. Wild Turkey, father and son, 13 year. This is special. Wow. And we got this from, oh, snap. No, I think we got, no. Let me see your label.
Mine, it looked to be the same as yours.
Oh, who was this from? Who was this from? Was this I think this might be a John Hughes joint. Or a Paul Clark. No, this wasn't a Paul Clarkson label. You got it on the spreadsheet.
Paul Clarkson says the spreadsheet.
It was a Paul Clarkson joint. Shout out to Paul.
Yeah.
I think this must have been a Paul.
Shout out to Paul for confusing the heck out of me thinking this was a rye. So we're going to tally up some points.
That means I got a point there.
And
all right, we'll be right back.
How bad
we'll
Bryan
see who
did
won
right after this.
All right. So this was interesting. And I think what made it most interesting was this is like a premium product from Wild Turkey, a 13-year product, but 86 proof. Interesting, Wild Turkey. Thanks again to Paul Clarkson for sending this one out to us.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure it's Paul Clarkson. But
I was very curious what this tasted like. I was very happy to be.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Like very special bottle, very special, like very rare to find. So yes, Wild Turkey, father and son 13-year is a bourbon, and it is a rye bourbon as the secondary grain. The distillery would be Wild Turkey. The proof, like I said, 86 proof. So I guess we'll walk through it with my guesses first. So yes, I got bourbon correct. I got rye secondary grain correct. I said Four Roses. It was not Four Roses, Wild Turkey. It is 86 proof. I said 96 proof. So neither of us got points. I guess I could walk through it together with everyone. So Bryan said rye. Let's start over. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start over this whole segment.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Interesting, everyone. Interesting. We had good guesses. I feel like Bryan and I both had good guesses, but one of us took the lead today. Like we said, it is Wild Turkey, father and son, 13-year. Very interesting. A 13-year bourbon, 86 proof. Interesting.
Yeah, wow.
All right. So, like I said, it's a bourbon. So, Bryan saying rye, Cole saying bourbon. Cole won 3 points there.
Boo.
Secondary grain here is rye. Even though Malty B was probably close.
Boo.
You said it was off by 1 point, right? Or 1 percentage point?
Yeah. It was 13% rye, 12% malted barley.
Ooh. Yeah. And so neither of us got the distillery guess. I said Four Roses. Bryan said Dancing Goat. It was Wild Turkey. Neither of us got the proof either. We both said right around 94, 96. I said 96. He said 94. It was 86. No points there. You got to be within 5 proof points. And age, I was close. I said 9. I felt like it had some maturity to it, but it was 13. I was just outside of the realm. If I had said 10, I would have got 1 point. But either way, neither of us got points because Bryan said 4. We both said it was not finished, and we both got 2 points because Wild Turkey Father and Son is not finished. I said Four Roses single barrel strength OBD's nuts, and Bryan said Dancing Goat Limousine Rye. Neither of us got that one. That would have been a 10-point answer there, but no one got that, and that puts it at a score. Cole 8, Bryan 2. So another win for Cole. And
let's dissect this a little bit. This is a okay. You called it a premium product earlier. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's an international release.
Oh, is that what it is?
I did about 5 seconds worth of Googling real quick.
Totally.
And I was curious about MSRP. And I saw at least 2 accounts of people purchasing it internationally for something on the order of $60, $70 or so internationally. So, I mean, is it a premium product? I think it is coveted in the United States because it's rare, difficult to find. But but yeah, it sounds like if this information is correct, this is like a $60 to $70 13-year low proof bourbon.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to justify why I just straight up lost here. But yeah, it drank so low proof. It tricked me because its lack of proof made me there wasn't a lot of richness of flavor, which my brain interpreted as a youthy product. So I learned something here today.
Yeah.
And I hope you all did too.
Yeah. No, I think yeah, like you said, it's kind of it's a very interesting one. And when I saw the name, I was like, oh, this should be so much higher rate. Like, not that it should be. It's like what I rated is what I rated. But I was thinking like, oh, this probably has higher ratings than maybe I gave it. But I don't regret my rating. I think it's good. I think
Yeah.
it's worth buying at 65 or so.
So
And
real
yeah.
quick before we close out,
Uh-huh.
season recap. This season 1, this was episode 9 of what we're calling season 1.
We usually try to
And
do 10 episodes. Yep.
yep. And so we've got Cole with 5 wins. We've got Bryan with 3. And we had 1 tie. So that means Cole's going to win overall on the wins this season.
But
However,
yeah.
if there's any way to save my face a little bit here,
Yeah.
if we tally up all the points from every episode this season, Cole's got 65, but Bryan's got 69.
Nice.
So I'm beating Cole by 4 points. So if I can hold out next episode, if I can stay above you 4 points, I could be the overall point winner. So
that's
fingers
because you
crossed.
won that one Floki Birch finish. You beat me by 24 points.
No big deal. No big deal. Yeah. That just
great,
another
though.
ordinary episode. No big deal.
This is a good one, though. I'm looking forward to next episode. I'm looking forward to next season, too, because we like to keep them short and tally up those wins. But yeah, hope you guys can join us next time. Thanks for joining us for now. We'll see you next time on the Re-Entry Buzz.
Secondary grain, I said some multi B. I think there's some multi B's in there.
Baby.
So